Hey Winterfest students. When I was 15 years old, I traveled out west to a Christian conference with some older men from my congregation. It just so happened that week my roommate was the preaching minister at our church. Now this meant two things for me. First, it meant that I was going to be on my best behavior. But secondly, it meant that I was going to be able to see my preaching minister in some settings that I had never seen him in before. I had just seen him on Sunday mornings primarily, but during this trip I knew I was going to get to see him, how he interacted with people, how he interacted with others in our group, and so I paid extra close attention to him that week as we went about our daily routines. I watched what he did on a daily basis, how he lived his life, what habits and practices and disciplines that he had incorporated. And there was one that in particular stuck out to me. Every night before he would go to bed, he would pull out a small red journal. He wrote a few sentences in it and then he would go to bed. And by the end of the week I asked him, "So what do you write in that journal anyway?" And he told me that for years he had written important scriptures and lessons that he was learning each and every day. And I realized in that moment that I could do that. That was something that I could try, and so I did. I went home the next week and I bought a journal. I started writing in it each day. Some days I did better than others. Some nights I would fall asleep before I wrote in it. Some nights I would fall asleep while I was writing in it. But over time, this intentional practice became second nature. And that was in 2001. Now it's 2012. And for the last 10 years, this discipline of journaling has been one that has sustained me through the years. It's been this place every night where I can open myself up to God and just ask, what has God been up to in the day? Who are the people that I talked to? What did they say to me? How did I speak to them? And over time, this nightly practice has transformed how I live during the day. I pay more attention now to what I say and to how I say it. I pay more attention to the events that are going on in my life. And what's been most significant to me is that over the years, looking back and reading these journal entries over the last 10 years or so, I've seen how God has been slowly working on me, how God has sustained me in good times and in bad times and in ordinary times. And because of that, it's increased my faith in God. It's helped me to have greater trust that God is up to something in my life. And for that, I'm grateful. This discipline, like all the disciplines, it has been this avenue by which God has been about the work of transformation in my life. And for me, that's why I'm grateful for disciplines like journaling.